Hi guys. I'm gonna try and do a little card pull. I wasn't even thinking for who. Just I guess Gemini. I don't think I've done Gemini before. At least not for a while. I'm gonna use the Shaman deck. A lot of times I'll use a Shaman deck, not only just for Shaman. It's a lower frequency, although they can get into high frequency. But it's like the artwork is really good for me to use too for reading. Okay. Let's try for Gemini. What's going on with Gemini? I may use another deck after. Okay. I believe we should be going into this new moon should be going into Aries constellation, if it hasn't already. The Pisces moon going into Aries. Okay, to start, we have completion. And into middle world. Okay, hang on. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to try a different deck. Middle world comes to it's a 36, comes to a 9, which is endings, which goes along with the completion, which is also a 9, so we have 99. 99. So middle world is being, in between the low and high frequencies, like middle earth. And the high frequencies and low frequencies. Something has finished. Is there anything else for Gemini? What are we completing? The completion came up first. And then it went to the middle world. Authority came in. The 4 is usually when you start a new cycle. 4 comes in often as a foundation number, for building foundation and stability and starting something new. The authority is usually of a masculine energy. It can be a woman too, but in her masculine energy. It can also have to do with a lot of times I see it as like religion or something having to do with God, or it can be just somebody of authority coming and using their authority. Let's see what comes up next. think we're done with the lower world for tonight. I say that respectfully. I don't mean that in a bad way. But bringing the frequency up a little bit. And Gemini, you have it's twins. So, let's see what just came out. Material and spiritual prosperity. See, and there's like the, what number we have there? And then we have the, like the balance of each side, as in like the twins. It's a 6, which is also a balanced number. Usually I have it as, you use it as a, like family and friends and home and that type of number. It's a positive number to me. There's still something though that with the back towards us, there's something not being seen still, even though there's material and spiritual prosperity, the spirituality, which can also have something to do with this, or it can be the masculine side of the twins. Oh, on the bottom of the deck, we have the light. It's reaching for the light. There she is. Maybe she's the other twin reaching for the light. Oh, another 4. The firm foundations just came out. Yeah, this is a higher frequency coming up, I think. Number 4. The firm foundations, what we were talking about just before with 4. 464. Let's see. The triangle is it's a strength, a shape of strength for me, solid. See, and then you have the mountain right in front of them, which is also solid. It's also in the lower. It also can, for me, connect to the root chakra, which also helps you to feel solid in yourself and confident. So in whatever you're building. And then we have the waiting game. There's the 2. So something is, something's brewing. There's roots coming here. That's something started. And there's growth starting. And there's balance. And then, you have to wait for that, the energetic manifestation to, start coming into the reality, which is the waiting game. And that balance. So let's see where this is heading. Spiritual prosperity and material prosperity. So they go together, I think, with the authority and the foundations. And then having the twins, the Geminis for the twins. Patience and planning, and again we have the 2 pillars. It's like the 222, seeing the one to the light. Now we have that balance going on. This is 7. Which is, everything's going good. The spiritual number, 7's used a lot in spirituality and, in the religion and and the balancing of the two. I just, this. What just came to mind was the High Priestess came to mind. Was she's usually like in the tarot, she's usually sitting in between the two. Well, nice card coming out. Movement, choices, and decisions. Another 2. I have a lot of double numbers, which I guess it's like they each have their own number of the same number. Is what came to mind. They each have a 2. They each have a 9, and then there's another one and they each have a 4. So look at all the choices. The colors always catch my attention, and it always connects me. Okay, the other card's not here. I was thinking it was in here. Again, that's a balance. It's also decisions. It's relationships. 2 is also relationships. Which would, go along with that too. Look at the 2 rings. Take a minute and look at this for a minute. Okay. So this one's done. Back. Waiting. Planning. Patience. But then we have movement, though. There's it says planning and patience, but then the movement comes in. I guess movement comes in when you make choices and decisions with that. So let's see what comes out after that. It's probably a good time now too, because of the Aries, being in Aries. Mars, planet Mars, is that movement, the Aries energy, Mars energy, I guess I should say, is a movement energy, intuition. Another 2, 2, 2, 2. See the door there, the light's like shining out of it. It's like, open the door, open the door. I seek. It's supposed to be right there. See, but then I see the Ankh. So with I've been seeing this for a couple of days actually. Keeps showing up. The Ankh. Which, like, if I'm thinking correctly, is like, Egyptian. So, and the intuition, I guess their connection with spirit and with their gods. I'm thinking ancestors or ancient ancestors. Let me see what comes up out of this. Whoa. Okay. is me, myself. Okay, disruption. 16 comes to 7, which is normally, you know, everything's fine, and it also has to do with our spiritual gifts and intuition and you know, abilities. This can also be a card for the chakras being out of alignment, something to throwing you off. And obstacles and challenges, which is the 5 for changes. I was just thinking, I got something about this card earlier. Not that I got the card, but I remember picturing the card in my mind. And obstacles. Oh, I played a prayer that helps with obstacles. That's what it was. Okay. So Om Ganesha, which helps you get through the obstacles, or he does. Okay. Okay, so we were going really well there until we hit to this one, the intuition. And I see the light behind the door. I mean, like, just open the door. She has her eyes closed. It's like a meditating. And then we had the disruption come in. And then obstacles and challenges. See all the orbs and all. Which is probably being caused by the disruption. Maybe a little more. Another 7 with deception and envy. The other 7. See, this is somebody with a mask. Lifting the mask. That can also be that can be an actual person, or that can be a ego side of you, or somebody else's ego that's which is interesting because this comes up after it. Recognition and reward, number 3. The 3s and the 7s are really spiritual. They all are, but those 2 really stick out a lot for me. Given a bow, there's something that you're being recognized for and rewarded. And then there's solitude. Another 9. So you have like 3 9s, like 2 7s, 2 4s, 3 2s. A lot of repeating numbers. So solitude, there she is at the pillar. The 9 is ending of a cycle. The book usually for me, you know, it's a learning, a knowledge, learning type of thing. See, the mountain sticks out to me behind her. And it connected me back to this one for some reason. It's like they're on opposite sides. It's like he's on the other side of this mountain. Is what. And they're back to back. Like, you know, like this, and the mountains in between. Or actually, I guess he would be forward facing the mountain, but their backs are. How would that be? See, and the masculine, it's a man. In the lower chakras, like that makes me think, the red makes me think of like the root chakra. And the lower chakras being the masculine parts of ourself, chakras of ourself, the lower. And then she's at the like this. She has the pillar, and she'd be like the top chakras. And you have the red and the blue. And she's the feminine. So you have the feminine and the masculine. And they're, now somewhere, envy comes in somewhere. Let me see. I don't know, maybe this is where this comes in. Trying to bring it together, the two together. You see how they're not, these two, the bridge is not together. The bridge to each side. Which is causing the disruption between the two. Let's see. Maybe that's what wasn't being seen yet in this. It's like being prepared for it, but just it's still waiting. In the waiting game, we get the card, the waiting game. Does that make sense? Still waiting for the other half. Each waiting for each other. The relationships. And number two, the two. The balance of the two. But there's still okay, so we have the waiting of these two coming together to do the bridge, to connect and be, connect with each other in a positive way. But there's still deception and envy. So let me see what comes up from that. There's somebody wearing a mask. So maybe somebody is not in the right frequency yet. So what comes up for, you know what? Yeah, let me try these cards. I'm going to try another deck. It's, Carolyn Miss, I think it is, her name is. I'm saying that right. And, she has the archetype deck, which is the archetypes, like all the different parts of each of us, or different personalities that we bring out of ourselves depending on the situation, which is a whole lot of them. I mean, look at the size of the deck. But you know, it's funny. I was pulled some cards out earlier, and I wasn't. I still have them. What I had pulled out, I didn't put them back in the deck. But just to show you, there's one, the archetype of the gambler. Willingness to follow intuition, even when others doubt you. That's the light side of them. Now, the dark side, the shadow side, is relying on luck rather than hard work. I'm going to pull one out of the deck for right now, too. Then the other one said hero, heroine, passion for a journey of personal empowerment. Oh my God, look at the picture on it. The shadow attribute is escapism and false sense of heroism. Look at the picture that's on it. They're each on either side of the mountain. I didn't know that was there. Okay, hang on. I guess they were meant to be seen now. Okay. And then the next card is the detective archetype. And the light attribute for that one is great powers of observation and intuition. We had gotten intuition come up before. Desire to seek out the truth. And then the shadow attribute for the detective is voyeurism and falsifying information. And then we have vampire. Oh, excuse me. The vampire attribute. The light attribute is makes you aware that someone or something is draining your life force, your energy. The shadow attribute is depleting others for your psychic survival, chronic complaining, and codependency. For when they're in their shadow, part of the vampire. So there is something taking your energy. Let me see if another one coming out. I'd say I can't get over that one with the mountain one. I didn't even know that. It's like surprised myself. Thank you, Spirit. Okay, let's see. Is there one more that you can give for right now? Please. Or attribute. A clue of who that is. Card came out, the thief. Ooh, and another one. Networker. Is it the computer? Is it self? Mentor. Okay. A mentor. Quite a few cards came out. Hang on. Just a moment. Let me look at it. There's like 5 or 6 cards that came out. Social awareness and empathy. Free yourself and others of facing your own demons. Is ego? No, well, no, how will be taking your own energy? Is that the other side? Somebody, okay, so we had thief. Thief came up. Sorry, thanks for waiting for a moment. The thief. The light attribute sheds light on the potential wealth within you that can never be stolen. And then the shadow attribute is stealing money, creative ideas, affection, or other powers you think you lack. Okay, but it's taking up the energy. And then we have networker. You know, of course, it makes me think of the computer right off the bat, but working with others. Light attributes of the networkers enhances unity through the sharing of information, engenders social awareness and empathy. And the shadow attribute is conveys information only for personal gain, spreads fear and falsehood. And then we have the attribute of the femme fatale. Her light attributes highlights the erotic energy of the feminine, opens your heart when your dependency is rejected. The shadow attribute is inappropriate use of sensuality, attachment to money and power. Feminine? Is it the feminine? Effeminine. Okay, this one is sticking out for me because of the energy. It makes me think of, like, they're talking about her energy and the taking of your energy. Okay, and then it has exorcist, the wow, word just went on. Archetype. I kept wanting to say attribute. Archetype is its light attribute, freeing yourself and others of destructive impulses. Shadow attribute, fear of facing your own demons, which is it's just our own thoughts, basically. See, there's one more before I say more right here. And then it comes up mentor. So for the archetype mentor, the light attribute is passing on wisdom and refining a student's character. But the shadow archetype, attribute of the mentor is the inability to allow the student to move on to the role of master, imparting false instruction. The mentor. Sorry, I was thinking, still holding the card up. Well, you'll be able to tell when they're around. Oh, I can't believe it. I was just thinking this card. Temptation card. Seeing he's grabbing for the light, which is the energy. See, like something's trying to hold them back. Or it's somebody, like, holding them back from getting the light. Either way, it's affecting you and your light. So there is somebody around that is taking of your energy, you know, through maybe jealousy or something to do with their ego, or and it had mentioned a mentor, somebody you might look up to, maybe. It has the 15 in here. Let me add it. It's a 6. And for me, that usually it has to do with friends and family and comfort and home. And so I don't know if that has anything to do with that in your vicinity of what's going on. But notice your energy and people that you're around, or areas that you're around, or maybe needing to bring up your frequency as well, whether it's through meditation or tones or earth, going out for a walk, or prayer. Prayer can help a lot too. And this also came out, the same message came out in the Libra reading. I put it up and then I took it down. Well, I didn't take it down, but I just stopped it from going through. I was kind of tired when I did the reading, because it was like 2 o'clock in the morning, and I started out really, really well with still energy, and toward the end, it started getting kind of slow, because I wanted to make sure I was getting the right message, so I was taking my time, and it kind of dragged a little bit, so I didn't put it up. But I think I'll put it up now that this one came through. And the reason why I say that is because I had done a Libra reading for somebody, and their other sign, their moon sign, is Gemini, which is this, and the other one's Libra. So I'm going to put them both up, because it's giving the same message, that there's somebody that's not in your best interest as far as energetically, and it's taken from you. It can make you feel tired and drained. So notice like who you're around, and you might already know who it is. It can also block you when you're feeling like that. The energy can block you, and the person may not realize it. It's an ego energy. When I see this, it's an ego type energy. It's, you know, it's the envy and me being envious. So let me see. Let's try one more. See what comes up. Thank you. Thinking shadow. Okay, well, not from that deck. Yeah, because we have this one too, the vampire one. Oops. Everything was going well. Oops, sorry if that got really loud. I'm right by this microphone. I dropped the card. I don't know where it went. Alright, well. Okay, so we know that there's somebody that's draining your energy. and it's somebody that has is showing some envy or jealousy, or so that might help you be able to feel out who it might be, and they might not even be showing it. Because you have a lot of good things here, possibilities, and balancing your masculine and feminine. You have like choices. You have, you have all kinds of things coming together here. Well, where the jealousy would come from, of course. The firm foundation. You have choices and movement and decisions. Look at all the different doors and choices you have. Your intuition. You have recognition and reward, whether you're already going through it or it's coming to. Obstacles and challenges. And you have patience and planning with the balance. And you have material and spiritual prosperity. There's a lot of good things here. It's just there's something going on with your energy being drained. So, let me pull out one of these cards. It's the Goddess, Gods, and Guardians card deck. So, that's it. Simple, easy little deck. See what the gods and goddesses say, which actually can make me think of the intuition card with the Ankh. Maybe that's why I was thinking Egypt. Artemis. Is that it? Yep. I'm trying to come out. Let's see. Tell the truth, HUD. Telling the truth. Like that one was just sticking out of the deck, so I'm not sure if it was meant to be out, but I took it out anyway. Tell the truth. On the bottom of the deck, which is like an overall feeling that they say for the reading, which is a good one, the card that's showing, it says stand your ground. And then you see all the water, which is cleansing its emotions. And if it is somebody's energy that's draining you, it can even be somebody's energy coming in and taking. So it's good to cleanse. Sorry, I was thinking there. To do some cleansings or sea salt baths or something, or saging, or along with prayer or tones, or however you might feel you need to cleanse your area. The sea salt baths help with the energy that, the negative energy, because that's like a negative energy when it takes from you. And then we have Artemis, Goddess Artemis, brave spirit. Let me read this one, because this one was a definite one that came out. I just want to make sure it's just a tiny bit. Artemis. See, a lot of the readings, he's been coming out behind her, which is a should I keep dropping these? There's a regal type of energy. It's not just some little energy around her. It's a strength with her. Okay. Artemis, set out on your own path. The wilderness is calling. Okay. It says you may be feeling filled with self-doubt, but Artemis is here to fire up your courage. Be daring and step into uncharted territory. Watch the fears just melt away as you embrace your inner warrior. Developing self-sufficiency is a positive step for you now. Do you ever spend time alone to nourish your inner life? Artemis invites you to view solitude as essential spiritual practice, especially if you rarely have an interval between intimate relationships or are always surrounded by people. See, that can be, it can be just that too, being surrounded by so many people. If you're somebody that is around people all the time, it can drain you too. The wilderness is a term that describes both the uncultivated natural world and a state of inner oneness that has always existed within you. The wilderness within can often be discovered through communion and external wilderness. Grab some nature. Get out of nature. Whether it's a spiritual retreat in the forest or just an hour away from regular life in the local park, meditate and ask yourself, what might my brave spirit want me to know? Let the answer arrive like one of Artemis's arrows. Let this arrow pierce and dissolve all your fears and independence, adventure, and new territories. And then there's a couple things on the back. Hang on. It's Artemis. It's for arrow, bow and arrows. Bow. And it says additional meanings. It just says be proactive in women's rights and or initiatives that protect women from harm and injustice, or you can take a vision quest or nature retreat, or engage in outdoor pursuits such as hiking, horse riding, or that's what it says, wild swimming, or being more independent will benefit you now. It says invocation is my spirit is free. I am my own authority. And that's where the authority comes in, right? Your masculine side. That authority is your masculine side of you. Okay, so there you go. Looking for my little thing here. I hope it helps you. Like I said, be aware. Notice how you feel around people and places. Places can do that too. And if it is a person, that's, it's up to you whether there may be reasons that you can't get away at the time, and if that's the case, then try to keep yourself limited and keeping your area, your space, or where you live, or your bedroom, or whatever, and keeping it cleared or sprayed, and doing your baths, salt baths, and stuff to. Prayer for some will really help. Others like doing. Depending on what you believe in, religious, spirituality, or whoever, some type of prayer also help you to keep, in your meditation, to keep yourself protected with your own energy. And they have things online that you can find, for protecting your energy, which you can do through meditation, or just laying there with your eyes closed. Is basically what meditation is. So, okay, so you have a good time, good day, good time. I keep getting something about time. I was playing that song just before by the Bangles, with where it goes time, time, time. Maybe that means something for you guys. Oh, what's the name of it? Something, something, something winter. Did I write it down? I don't. Okay. Well, anyway, there's something about time, so I don't know if it means anything for anybody else, but you have a really nice night. I hope it helps somehow. Okay. Bye.